Hey, I'm sorry I'm late, but my memes have really taken off and I'm kind of famous. Also, I'm trying to find Igor. Apparently, he's blocked us. Hi, I'm Violet.
Oh, I'm Acid Betty, and we are the real-life brother and sister behind all the dramatic memes that you've been seeing on Instagram, causing a stir and getting us blocked. It's us.
Hello. It's us. It's us. We're the problem. Hi.
Yeah, I saw that Zeus Network reposted our meme that you made, the 4 stages of hosting.
You know, that's been, first Claudia reposted it. For me, gag on the network themselves posting it because that's like kind of a kiki. But I think maybe I'll speak for myself. For me, the real kiki would just get it Nini, like, hello, pay attention. Even acknowledgement that she's seen it would be cool.
Well, I have stuff to share on my feed, but she's busy. She's hosting stuff. She's out there with the baddies, auditions.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She's doing her
she's got
next
gigs
stage
now,
of life.
girl. She's got
I
gigs.
forgot. We're gonna get to all of that. So also, I will mention that I had also created a similar type meme, like a time lapse meme.
Okay.
For the end of the 90-Day Fiancé Tell-All.
Oh, right.
And apparently the target of that meme has blocked us.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame, right?
Well, because I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Right, Igor.
Yeah.
Trans attracted. Well, you can fuck off, Igor.
The fuck does that mean?
It's something he made up, which is really interesting.
Welcome
yeah. So
to our
welcome.
weekly reality rundown where we try to talk about all of our favorite shows as we already jumped in.
Yes.
V, do you want to start in on what's on your feed, or do you want me to talk about what's on mine?
Well, I really didn't have much going on beyond the tell-all, and then I kind of binged out on Queen's Court.
What's Queen's Court?
So that's on Peacock, and I had heard about it and then forgot about it. So, and so I rediscovered it and watched the whole thing. So basically, it's Tamar Braxton.
I love
Nivea. Are you familiar with her?
No, that sounds like a water.
Well, she's another kind of like hip hop personality.
Okay.
Most known for her relationship, and she's the mother of many of Lil Wayne, Weezy, of his children.
Okay. Wow.
So she's kind of like a force to be reckoned with as well. And then you had, and forgive me, I always mispronounce her last name, Evelyn Lozada, who is another famous 40-something-year-old, legendary, beautiful black woman who's known for not only her personality and modeling and acting, but she was married to a heavyweight fighter that was abusive and headbutt her.
Well, her last name is familiar to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I saw her face, I would know. But okay,
the three of these amazing 40-plus women are in this home to find love. And I've got to say, I was highly skeptical of the whole thing. And all three of them were very distant. It was very different than any other dating show I'd ever watched. You could tell that there were just walls upon walls upon walls. It was like, honey, you're not kissing me. I'm not falling for your shit. Everything was very over here. And I really just wanted to talk about it because holy shit, out of the three, Evelyn and Tamar are both engaged to the men that they met on that show.
Work it out.
And by the way, Tamar, white man.
That's who she's dating, is a white man?
She's engaged to JR,
work
a
it
white
out.
man.
Work it out. Question:
Very smooth.
I love her.
Yeah,
so.
and it kind of explains because the whole zhuzh of the show was their queens looking for their king. So as they voted men out, it was, you are not our queen. You are not our king. And then they'd get voted out. And it had just stopped filming right before
COVID.
The House of Villains was filming.
Oh.
So it explained why she seemed so fragile, Tamar, and she kept saying, I'm looking for my king. I'm looking for my king. I couldn't understand where this language was coming from. Well, apparently they had some explosive breakup and then reunited after House of Villains finished filming.
Okay.
So they got engaged in the show. It's just interesting because you're seeing her on this woo, woo, woo.
Right.
And now she's on tour. Get it?
Yeah, I've seen her on tour with Krishan from The Baddies. Yeah.
Hello.
Which is a mistake. Okay, so that's Queen's
speaking
Court.
of, that's
nice
really,
though, it's nice though that there's a show with 3 women and a bunch of bachelors and not vice versa, because usually it's 3 men and 25 5 girls. So
There were so many things that made it unique because it was 21 men. I clocked the number just for you. 21 men to the 3 women. The 3 women were all north of 40. In fact, they were all north of 45. So these were like real women with children and lives and baggage. They weren't like, oh, and it was really nice to see. And they were setting them up with men, in their 30s, their 40s, all over the place. It was really cool. I was not expecting to see them wind up with real life partners at the end.
Yeah, that's shocking. I mean, that's great. But
there
these shows
might be a season 2 in the works,
like
which gag.
But not with Tamar.
No, season 2 meaning they're going to find 3 other queens.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure there are plenty.
Because the old 90s way was if someone was looking for their love, they would find someone, and then the next season, they were looking for their love again. Like Flavor Flav had like 3 seasons or something.
No, that's why I thought for sure when I dig into this, none of this is going to pan out. This is just like, but no.
I love that because I knew she was miserable,
me too.
so it's good that she's happy. Yeah, I haven't been watching much TV recently either, but I did catch up with the Baddies Caribbean auditions part 2, which is now when the girls who get a golden ticket get to finally meet Natalie and her 2 new Jamaican sidekicks. One's like a singer, maybe they're both singers and actresses. One's beautiful. But I have a feeling the way they go is these are like 2 new members now of like the new cast. And then they're looking for other members, if you will. But it's just a wild mess. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because I was unclear because I remember seeing Nene. but remember I was like, Nene's in one of these, but I can't really remember. But then this time in the second part, she had a whole entrance where she just she was pretending like she was, what's his name in American Idol? Ryan Seacrest.
No. Okay,
all of a sudden she's walking around just like, hello, ladies. What are you going to do with your audition? What makes you a baddie?
Oh, she's hosting.
She's doing it. She's just going around.
So she wants to be like the face of baddies. She's going to be like, this is my new... She's going to take over.
I don't know if it's maybe because there is a girl, Jamila, who kind of does that, who's just a glamazon, who has been doing, I think that's her name. And so maybe Nene is kind of like pushing her way in. It's working. Anyway, so Nene be walking around, kind of inserting herself in the baddies. And then I caught wind of the beginning of the second episode of Bad versus Wild with Nick Cannon.
So is the girl that was on, oh my God, Cabaret.
Yes.
Is she on one of these shows?
She was just on the first episode. Jocelyn. So it was Jocelyn and what's her name of baddies? Oh my God. Natalie. They had beef. So it was them against each other.
Okay, can I ask a question?
With 5 girls backing them up.
Okay, so this is just, if we don't do this now, I don't know when I have to ask. Because I just saw this clip from the Wendy Williams show way back in the day.
Okay.
Clearly, because I don't even know when that last shit was on air, right? And she's talking to Jocelyn.
Yeah, and Jocelyn says, don't you think that Cardi B stole your...
And Wendy says...
Isn't that when she mentioned that?
Do you ever think that you should, like, that's... Cardi B's living your life right now.
Yeah, that was just a few years ago. Well,
Holy
because...
Coppola.
But
that's
also
so intense.
Well, that's also because...
girl, you could be Cardi B and instead you're baddies. Like, that's disappointing.
Well, no, she has her own little show, but they're both from Love and Hip Hop. That's why.
Well, and I didn't know this. So
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like learning things that you already, because you watch that stuff. I'm like, okay.
So they're both
like
from
the Tiffany
Love
Pollard
and Hip
thing,
Hop.
remember? I didn't know that.
I know. New York. Yeah. They're from Love and Hip Hop. They both, were, let's say rappers, singers, whatever. But we had talked about this earlier, but now that you're kind of connecting the dots, Jocelyn, I think because of that stuff, she pushes heavy on her rapping for that cabaret show of hers. So the intro song is a rap song of hers, and like sometimes they'll do like one of those pseudo music videos throughout, and it's really bad. So I always thought, oh yeah, Cardi B totally stole, your moment, if you will.
Until you saw what she actually brings to the table.
Until there was the talent came. Yeah, until there was a moment of talent. And again, it's like if you think rappers or people who make music are not that talented, it's not, and it's that easy. I mean, there's proof right there. Maybe it's not that easy. Because her song was like, how's it go? Like, I can't remember. It was like, I don't fuck with you, ho. You don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you, ho. You don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you, ho. You don't fuck with me. There's no ever any other words in that. You don't don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you, ho. You don't
But
fuck with me,
you know
I
what?
don't fuck
To
with
be
you, ho.
okay, yeah, but to be fair, like in the world of hip hop and rap, sometimes a lot of it is the producer. In the original days of Cardi B, I can't speak to what she actually brought versus what other people were helping her bring. Like, you know what I mean? Like a Rihanna. I remember Rihanna used to bore the shit out of me because it was very much like that. It was just like,
But also, people are people and they have certain personalities and certain energies. And Jocelyn's personality and energy is different than Cardi B. And Cardi B's personality and energy is more conducive to what she produces and what people want. People want nonsense, sex-heavy stuff.
oh, well, we don't need a break down because Cardi B is her own
and
weird
Jocelyn is sexy and this and
Even-
that, but
well, no,
that's
but-
done. There's already very serious
seeing
sexy
her
people.
but even seeing her like in that interview, there is a level of energy that certain people bring and other people don't. Like other people are a vortex of energy, and she doesn't even give facial expressions. So I was like, I imagine that versus a Cardi who's just like this animated crazy bitch.
Yeah, because even Cardi in reunions and stuff was always off the wall crazy, high energy.
And always like
Yeah.
like always the craziest shit.
And that's not Jocelyn's style.
Anyway.
La la la. So that's it. That's all that I really was watching. That's all that I saw, if I can remember, that I
Okay.
caught up with on my feed.
So I was looking at the older baddies and you were looking at the new ones. Basically, that's where we were at.
Exactly. Yeah,
Not a bad place to be for the week.
We're talking about our favorite franchise, which never ends and will never die, 90 Day Fiancé, and we're finishing up with season 4 of The Single Life.
That's right. It's the last episode of the season. Episode 11. Wish they would have told us.
It's so
Seems
weird
like a strange number.
that they don't tell us and they just kind of release things
Spring it
at
on you.
will. Yeah, I'm not happy
Literally on
with that.
social media, like the minute that aired, then that's when people on social media, the cast was like, hey, don't forget to tune in next week to the tell-all. It's like, most people know that that's coming. And also, I still don't know how many parts. But anyway, we'll get into that. Anyway, so we are in Greece.
Finally.
For Chantel's final 24 hours. So a whole season for her to be 6 days. And Giannis wants to meet her one more time. We're wondering is he finally going to profess his love? I mean, it's been 6 days and 3 dates. So chop, Giannis. Debbie confronts Julian and says adios to Ruben, or is it just hasta luego? We're not sure. You love it. And Natalie asks Michael if they're going to get back together. Michael's a hard one to read with that permanently constipated look on his face all the time. He never looks happy or sad or anything. He just looks like he needs to poop.
Maybe he does.
Him and Tim went to the same school.
Like maybe they both are constipated.
Yeah, both like pent up babies.
Once again, Tyree is missing from this episode, probably back at the restaurant looking for Tiffany.
Stop.
Having since become a ghost in the New Orleans swamp tour. I'm sure you can visit him if you pay for a walking tour, and that guy will enthusiastically be like, and here is where Tyree confessed his love for the swamp tour princess.
His heart broke, so he died right here and became one of the ghosts.
And as my sister predicted, no Veronica or Jamal or Timothy. Timothy has disappeared.
Yeah, he had 2 dates. He had 2 dates.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they're making us wait for the tell-all to see if they're even happy or still dating. I think they're just miserable. Those are miserable people. I think they're trying to make us wait.
Listen, if this was a movie and I saw the clip of Tim with a beard, I'd swear that was foreshadowing.
Did he have a beard?
Yes, and then
Oh,
once again,
no.
because is there something going on with your sexuality that we should know? Tell the class, Tim.
Oh, he's a mess. And there's no sign of Johnny Sparkles this episode either. He's probably happily married in Texas or crawling back to his bro's house.
We're not sure.
Crawling back because his car no longer works, I'm sure. With all
Right,
this,
it made it to Texas and pooped out. That
all
was
this
it.
long distance traveling. Oh my God. So I guess we'll have to find out next week at the reunion, right?
On the tell-all, yeah,
Yeah.
which could be part 1 of
Oh my gosh. They are so weird with how they do this. That's because they like to put a few of the cast members over in Diaries and be like, see you later. And then some of them into like Revolt Island and then put them back on
He said
Single
Revolt
Life.
Island.
Yeah, they like throw them around.
Yeah, that's where Michael is right now. He's on Revolt Island.
Revolt
trying to
Island.
revolt against Angela.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's trying to get
Oh
his
my
citizenship
God.
somehow. Good for him.
Oh, honey. Let's get into it.
right.
Single Life. And our
Chantel.
cast is shrinking. Chantel, Natalie, and Debbie, just the three ladies remain.
Yeah, that's it. They're not focusing on anyone else.
No, they're like,
So Chantel's in Greece on her last day, right? 24 hours.
Yeah, and as usual, she was exciting as ever. You know, she arrives to her secret date, completely glammed up and lotioned up with her by her friends, because that's what my friends do before I go out, is they lotion me up after dressing me and doing my hair and makeup. And then, you know, she exclaimed with, of course, Chantel panache and lovely excitement, "This is a field."
Yeah. She got taken
Yay.
to a soccer field.
Like all grown man children. Let me show you what I do, and hopefully you'll like it. And then we can spend the whole night doing what I like to do with you in that dress barefoot.
It was so
Let's do that.
weird. I feel like some of it is TV problems, but it is so strange.
I don't know. I don't want to judge the guy because he's a sweetie petite, but sometimes I'm having these flashbacks of when I was a Bebas dating other Bebases, and they just don't know what the fuck. You know, they're
I
like, let me
get
show
that,
you my
but-
favorite toy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is I feel again like, yeah, sort of. And it was kind of like that. But I also feel like, you know, when you have a production team around you and the rule is like everything has to be royalty free and we can't have any business names, it's kind of like, okay, well, so I can't take her to my local
Yeah.
bar. I can't take her because that, you know, that like not to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like when I saw that, I was like,
The
this is
truth
crap.
is, if there was no camera
But
crew, it could have been romantic.
the
'Cause you could have
field
set up a
doesn't
picnic
mean-
or do stuff. No, the whole thing feels very structured, and that's why I started getting suspicious of the whole friend thing.
Yeah.
Because it all feels like, well, TLC or whoever really like her. And they're like, let's send her on a trip and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's so blah blah, 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 blah.
But it was cute, you know. They're kind of like, I call it like a vacation relationship. It totally was. That was like sure they have feelings for each other.
It
but
should have been. It
I don't
should have been.
think-
That's why it was odd to have her keep harping on all of the language that she used about what is he thinking and when is he going to this or whatever
Yeah.
it was. I just thought, oh my God, can't you just have a good time on vacation?
Yeah, because that's all it is. I'll be shocked to find out if they're on like Revolt Island together and they've been dating or something.
Oh, 100%. No way. They're not even talking on the phone.
That's what I mean.
And by the way, I clocked that Mooney even said in the car, you know, when they were all wearing their other set of matching outfits to the airport, he called it a workation, like a work vacation.
Well, for him, apparently it was, right? Because I
think for all of them.
I didn't do enough research on the friends, but I saw a quick like Reddit or something, and they were saying that they had pulled him from like another show. So who's to say that?
That's
like
what
for
I'm saying.
him,
I think she really did bring her hype squad with her, and they were like, awesome, we're getting paid for this.
All right. Well, I mean, also, God, we're so reading into the production, but also like for to have someone like her, which is like a 7-week vacation, be strung out across Natalie, where it's like 2 weeks later, a month later, a month later, 2 weeks later, a month later. So we're getting like an entire season, half year of Natalie's life, and then we're getting like a 7-day vacation from Chantel.
Dude,
Very
we got a
interesting.
less than 7 days with Tyree, and we didn't even get to see him
Yeah.
leave.
No, Tyree, yeah. Tyree gave him like two nights in 2 different locations, and that was it, basically.
He was at a restaurant and a bar and a pool.
It's just like, give me the money.
I mean, it's amazing, but whatever. We watched it, so we're suckers.
I
So that
mean,
was Chantel. I
was
mean,
gonna say,
I
hate
got
to be
nothing else
shady,
to say.
but is Tyree maybe he's into the you know, the man relationship with a female face. Like maybe that's his thing. Like he went on
man
these dates with
relationship
women.
with a
It's like, yeah, like maybe he's into fantasy relationships. Maybe he's
Oh,
not
I see. He's very comfortable in role play.
maybe he's into never seeing the girl for real. So
yeah,
who's
like
to
if
say
someone would just
who
like
that
if his
is?
brothers would get together this holiday season and maybe buy him like the most expensive set of like VR equipment with all the feeling gloves and the suit and everything, and just
Because
here you go, honey. There's
at
your
this
AI
rate,
girlfriend. Her name's
for
Tiffany.
him to not have a single kiss or this this and that, or like date her girlfriend. Like that's.
I don't
know.
listen. I don't want to be crude, but there
not saying
comes
it's
a
not
time,
gonna
especially if you have 3 brothers. Why are you not just buying him somebody? For the,
Hello.
I don't understand that. There's so much available out there. Take him to Vegas. Take him to the Bunny Ranch. He'll have an amazing time.
In New Orleans. I'm sure you can get it. In New York, you can
But
get
I'm
it. That's what I'm
saying
saying.
it's respectful. It's not like it could be a fabulous thing for him.
I agree with you 100.
Why not just do
WTF.
that? I mean, hell, he could have a regular relationship and actually like create, like get over whatever the fuck, and Tim too. Take Tim.
I think Tim is just a loser. Tim
Anyway,
is a loser.
Oh God. And
So,
now we're gonna
We go to your angel Natalie.
Oh, Natalie, they hate her online so much. Ugh.
All I remember, I'll have to remember what it is, but all I wrote was the music is great with their intro. So I'm going to have to look up the music. Oh, yeah, I said the music is great.
It's epic
with him
what they do.
Inside the small little car. And she's like, "Are you ready? We drop off mother." And he's like, "Let me get out of this car." He's like twice the size of everybody.
He
so
is
funny.
very the ogre that needs to be left in the swamp.
Oh, no. Well,
And she's
ogres
like
to
the
be
little
left there.
princess.
Yeah, so they have a conversation, and Mike is, decided he's looking for himself, trying to find himself again. I bet you he's going to go on a swamp tour and find himself. He's going to find himself in front of a yoga teacher who's also finding herself.
Listen, there's not much that's happening with them, right? I mean, it was a very short, basically, she was like, "Can't we get back together?" And he was very disgusting and crass in the language that he always uses because he has no freaking finesse whatsoever, and said something like, "I'm not going to pump a baby into you."
Right.
Disgusting. And for her sake, I'm like, Natalie, I know you may not be feeling it during that filming, but honey, he did you a favor. And I just have an update that, it's official. He has filed for divorce.
Oh, yeah, because he said he was going to make steps. And she said, "I will not divorce him. He is my family."
Right.
And when she said that, I wrote, "You look a little psychotic." She looked a little psychotic when she was like, "I will not divorce him."
Oh, she's getting eaten. I mean, I'm almost hoping that she doesn't go online because they just eat her alive because of that. It's just
because of
her
that?
crazy. Because of her crazy.
But what do you mean eat her alive? Because if you're reading it, where are you reading it? And why wouldn't she be able to act? Like, are you reading it on her profile?
Gosh, like basically like other people that are running these blogs or running these podcasts.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the captions on their shit. Oh my God, she just gets uglier and uglier. Fuck that bitch. Run, Michael. She's been using you the whole time. It's like so nasty. It's like not one person has any ounce of understanding or that this has been a journey or none of it. They give her 0. I mean, it's just
damn.
And I'm over here like, "Oh, Natalie, you're my angel."
Yeah, I mean, he's
I
kind
don't
of
know where
right.
the vitriol is coming from.
This is these were her decisions. Like when he was saying, I mean, I hate to say it sucks, but it was like, I feel for both of them.
I know, but there was this moment where when she was speaking, he literally almost looked like he was happy to turn her down. He's like happy in the vengeance of it all.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't like him.
I know.
Surprise.
But I feel like there was a
think he
moment
needs
where
to-
she could have convinced him. I feel like he was still like on the fence. Like, why would you go out there?
But but it's almost like she's not stupid enough to say what she knows she'd have to say to really flip it over. Like she'd have to say something like, she'd have to basically take back maybe some things or, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
and then there's the whole mother
like,
thing.
because like they're okay, but I feel like for him, the stuff that he mentioned was mostly Josh, and
Oh, she could have said,
So
she could
I'm
have done what
plan
men
num-
do,
you know,
right?
plan B.
So she could have been like, "Oh, he was my replacement for you, but
Yeah,
he was
but
not
she
you,
didn't.
and I thought of you
Yeah.
the whole time." No, I know she could have done all that. That's why
Yeah.
I don't like the reaction that people are giving her, because if you actually break her down, she's not doing what you think she's doing because she's not a stupid woman. If she wanted to do what they're accusing her of doing, she would have been successful by now. One of these men would have married her and she'd be doing it. I fully believe in her magic to do that. So the fact that she's not doing it says to me she's not manipulating for some strategic end.
Agreed.
Because she could have thrown herself at Michael and settled that she's not going to do that.
She could put a hole in a condom and made it happen a long time ago.
Honey, so many things. So many things. She's not a stupid person.
I know.
And we saw that bitch can act.
Yes, she can.
Okay.
Well, so good to know because I was curious. So we'll see. So divorce papers have been filed. We'll see if it happens, right? There's some weird process.
Well, you know, I guess the tell-all, we'll see who else they spring on. Maybe he'll show up. Maybe Mama will show up because, you know, last time with the bangs and the Aquanet, I hate that person.
Mom always
All right.
shows up.
Well,
Speaking
that's
of,
another
moving
tumor.
on, Debbie
Yeah,
and
speaking
her
of-
tumor, Julian, get in with a good conversation, and she kind of lets him have it.
What the hell did you tell Julian yesterday? Or, you know, Ruben yesterday?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's Mama. I
Yeah.
knew that you're his
And I
mother,
feel
right?
like
Like at
you're-
one point.
and she's saying all this stuff, and I feel like it's because you have resentment over me, or you know, and the kid I was dating, and all these things.
Right, but did you notice that she apologized to him? And I thought, what are you apologizing to him for? Remember she said, oh, I feel the need that I need to apologize to you. And I was like, oh my God, girl, stop.
But they were having a little heart to heart. He was even kind and said, okay, yeah, you're right. I need to chill out.
No, and I like what she said. She's like, I'm inviting you into my life, but you have to be respectful of my... Yes, Debbie, all of that. The boundaries, all of that. But maybe you should have said that before you brought him on this trip. Like, why are you bringing him on a trip?
bring him
He's
on
not
the
a
trip.
bebus.
Yeah,
He
don't-
doesn't even need a babysitter. He is a grown-ass person.
Yeah, and that's it. And then we find out,
And
I
then
guess, at the
seeing their
tell-all.
goodbye was so sweet because when they got their little kiss, she got so spaced out she forgot her suitcase.
Oh, right.
That was cute. And I know that you have been really active on social media, but the two of them have been writing poems for each other and going onto Instagram and reciting them. Like, this is a poem that I wrote for.
Oh, really? Okay, I love them. So maybe they're taking it
Obsessed.
slow.
I'm sure it's similar to shows like The Bachelor and other things in which you're almost probably instructed that you have to unravel the relationship as it unravels on the show. Like, I think some of the other shit I'm seeing are slips that I shouldn't be seeing,
Okay,
or
I was
they're
going to
out
say,
there for
well,
PR.
really, because does Angela... I was like, let's start breaking this down. Because I don't know if Angela follows those rules.
Angela doesn't follow rules.
Maybe that's the case.
How? I mean, oh my God, we can't even. Oh, girl. Okay, that's true. We're done. Just really quick, because how I know that Michael has run away from Angela. Like right now, he is actively on the fucking run.
Yes.
I know that, or I'm pretty certain that Ed and Liz are not together, and all this other shit. And yet, we're about to start this show with all these couples on them.
What do you mean?
By the way,
With those couples
on the
it?
Happily Ever After, Ed
Uh-huh.
and Liz are going to be on it. Michael and Angela are on it. So it's like, so I'm going to watch a show that you filmed
I
knowing that
see
he's on
what
the
you're
run right now.
saying. Well, that's a great example. That's what I'm saying. It's like we know right now that he's like literally running around America trying to get a green
He's in
card or
Georgia
something.
somewhere. He's in, by the way, just to recap, if
Asylum.
you recall.
That's it, asylum.
They thought they found, like when they found him gone, the reason that they were originally worried was because all of his clothes were there and his passport, he like left with nothing. So they thought maybe he was kidnapped. But
he
in
had a
fact,
photograph.
he had taken a photo on his phone, like of the passport, and he was seeking asylum.
Yeah.
And now he's saying that Angela threatened his life, and that's why he's on the run.
It's a good case for asylum.
And girl, I do not doubt that because it's Angela.
She's crazy.
Oh my
Even though
God.
I think for asylum you have to prove that the country that you're running from wants to kill you. But
Oh, there's so much there. There's so much there. Well, you're also dealing with someone that's not very bright, so.
moving on, we got our traitors.
Speaking of last episodes, since we just enjoyed the last episode of Single Life, it was also the last episode and the reunion, not the multiple part tell-all, but a singular reunion of traitors.
Yeah.
And we started with one traitor and 3 faithful and strong opinions about most of them.
You have strong opinions.
Oh, you have none.
No, I was saying, is that what you're saying?
I was speaking for the both of us, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
So Kate's the
So
last
in the
remaining.
very beginning, I just know in the very beginning, Kate was thinking, gee, Trishelle or Sheree. And that's when everything went bad.
And I was screaming Trishelle. I've been screaming Trishelle this whole time.
We've been screaming Trishelle since Peh.
Trishelle needed to go.
Yeah, she
Needs
needed to
go.
eat shit and die.
I wrote, like bananas, they didn't. They kept her going along. And Sandra
Forever.
starts laying the seeds of Kate's banishment. And then they board a
However-
helicopter.
Right. And they're all like, oh my God, this is amazing. And the 2 people that have been on the challenge are like, I've jumped out of these motherfuckers.
Always.
3 times.
That's why even when you were like, isn't the intro amazing and all that, I'm like, yeah, but like the challenge, that was the one that I brought up. I was like, with the challenge, it's like all these motor vehicles and like,
No, I know, but
and they're
for
jumping
this
out
kind
of the
of a
flaming
show-
trucks and
This kind of a show, you don't expect that. That's why.
yeah. So yeah, and it's a challenge where they have to I can't really remember what the challenge was per se. Something about getting to the boat or whatever, right? Like I can't remember what the main challenge was, but they had to like solve puzzles, and then there were detours along the way, and they had a certain amount of time. I guess it's coming to me, and they had to get on that boat and raise the cell. I guess that's the challenge, right? And then you get money along the way.
Yes.
These challenges on this show are so funky, monkey.
Well, because they're really trying. It's like they're trying. I don't know. I almost get the feeling all the time. It's like they know they're not dealing with athletes. And so
Yeah.
they've got to find a happy medium.
So by the end, CT's the only one doing everything, and the girls are just kind of like waiting.
But at the beginning of the challenge, he even says, "This is where I shine." Like this is when it's like my moment.
But I was thinking if someone voted off CT, what would have happened during this challenge? They literally would have been like, and go, and all the girls would have been like, oh, that would have been it.
Just like the last
and then
challenge,
Kate
you
would
didn't
have
really
been
pay
like,
attention
oh my
to exactly.
gosh, there's nothing for me to read.
Jump. No, exactly. They couldn't jump from platform to platform.
That's what I'm saying. Like literally, I was like, if they got rid of CT, the production would have been over at this point.
No, and then the half the show would be like when it would flip into that weird where they break the fourth wall, and now you're watching production talk to them and convince them to go on. That's what would probably happen.
Or it would have been
like,
just the women talking. They've been like, so who are you going to vote for? Let's just let's just have a round table.
They'd be like,
right
you
now.
know what? Let's just let this time run out because I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
Right? No one needs a shield. Fuck it.
Right. So what did I say? So at 10 minutes, Sandra and CT do the cave detour, which I thought was crazy because there was no time left. But they finally, I don't know. I question this show and their timeline, to be honest, because every time they barely made it. It's there's no one screaming the time. There's no clock. The only person who knows what the time is someone going like this. Hurry up. Oh, geez. Barely made it. That's all we get ever. That's my point of view, but whatever. Maybe it's real. But you know what I mean? Because they were like,
No,
oh my
see,
God.
I'm with
We
you
only have
because
4
again-
minutes left, and they get on a boat to get to the boat. And I was like, production has to know how long that trip is, right? How long is that trip? And at that point, if it was Survivor, they'd be like, sorry, you lost. Because that's a 7-minute trip from this boat to that boat.
Have you
But
noticed that
it
they've
was
never
just
lost?
45 seconds.
By the way-
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything's like, wow, you barely made it. Each time it's Andy Dick or whatever his name is. Oh, jeez, you barely made
God.
it. Well, because they have all the
Called
same
him
name,
Andy
and they're all 80s. They're all 80s.
Alan Cumming,
or ACs. Alan Cumming, Andy Cohen, and Andy Dick.
who could be confused as Alan Cunt.
But it's just yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm very suspicious. That's all I've got to say.
No. It felt very okay, well, these are celebrities, so we're going to make sure that they all
Oh,
Yay.
come on. You got to get that sale up.
That's
You're
why I
not going
kind
to
of
make
wish you had paid
it.
attention to the last challenge because it was so stupid to watch. It was embarrassing, and I thought this is actually produced to probably look them better than it even was if you were there.
Oh my
How
gosh.
embarrassing!
How RuPaul's Drag Race is that? Honey, that's tea right there. Yeah, and so they get the mainsail up, and yay. And they have a prize of $208,000 up.
Yes.
Did they have the other shows where they say you have a potential? Was there a
Yes.
potential number? What was it? $250,000?
Probably.
Okay, I'm just curious. What they
honestly,
lost.
I try not to pay attention to that stuff when it's about celebrities because I don't know.
Well, I was just curious, just for storyline.
I'm not really invested in whether one celebrity wins over the other because they're all kind of overpaid already.
Because they're getting paid to be there.
All of it.
So I lost my notes. Here it is. Yeah, and they're at the round table, right, or whatever. And as Sandra says that she thought the 2 housewives were the traitors, and so they were keeping
Yes.
her under her wings.
Yes.
And CT claims that he thinks that Sandra's the traitor.
And that's all it took every time. It just takes a little
Yeah.
from the right person and boof, gone.
It was interesting because Sandra, everything she said about Kate, it was like she had seen the show. Do you know what I mean? It was like she was us. She was like, you
Yeah.
showed up as a faithful, and then Phaedra turned you into a traitor, and then Bubba was like, it was as if you just watched the show and weren't,
Well, for me, it was very much like one of those usual suspect moments, or at the end of the mystery novel, with Sherlock Holmes, where she was kind of like, I don't know if any of you knew this, but
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And it was kind of like, yeah, and this is why I won Survivor twice, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, it was like very mic drop, like boop, boo.
And then Trishelle switches her vote to Sandra because of CT. I put she's a horrible garbage human. I literally wrote that. Oh, no.
Honey.
Oh. That's so
Let
interesting.
me tell you
though,
something. I mean, I don't want to skip ahead, but there was a moment I was trying to like put together a little video with Miss, and if I could have, in the moment that they flashed to Trishelle's face, if I could have put a little devil horns on her in that moment, I would have, just to be Z-way about it. You know, like a little white devil. Sandra's gone,
and they make it to this end game where you basically end the
Which is
game
what
or
I was-
banish again.
Remember, and this is what I was telling you about, that semicircle where it literally comes down to how you feeling about me at this moment, because that's literally what it was.
Yeah.
And the way that shit went down, okay, I just have one thing to say.
It
Kate,
was
what
dramatic.
the fuck? Do the
Yeah.
numbers, bitch.
But Kate, yeah.
Let's stop the game. But someone was just murdered, which means there's a traitor there. Honey, and it can't be you. So
But
what are
she
you
said
doing? I'm going to
later
stop the game.
that she thought she was kind of forfeiting the game then.
I know, but no. That's some weak sauce shit. I feel like that's maybe she should just admit that it was an oversight. She really spaced out, like smoked too
Yeah.
much weed that day or something. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that was just so obvious. She literally was like, "Oops."
Yeah.
And then how the Trishelle and CT did MJ. Man, Trishelle.
Do you think that Trishelle really thought that CT was a traitor? Or do you think it was theater?
No, I think it was theater.
It
There
felt
was
like
even
theater
a
the
moment
second
at the very
time.
end. There was a moment at the end, remember, when it's just the three of them. It's CT and Trishelle and Alan. And Alan says something like, "Do you feel bad?" or something. And she goes, "Yeah, I feel bad, but blah, blah, blah." And it was like so fast. She could give a fuck. She was like, "I've been planning, I didn't care who was standing there. It was going to be me and CT."
Welcome to these game players when you're fucking with the game players against reality,
Oh,
just
100%.
reality TV stars. That's the difference.
Honestly, I'd be okay with it. I just don't like her. If it
Oh,
had been
yeah, me
CT, I would have
too.
been
I
like,
know.
hell yeah, fuck everybody, CT.
Yeah.
Phaedra could have done it too. Literally anyone flip the script, because even on the challenge, like I'm down when people do that sometimes, because I'm like, oopsie, that's the game. Even basically, like I don't know if you know this, but Love Island started that way too, where like
But-
at the very end, the last couple have to choose. You could fuck someone over that way. That's fine. That's the game. But Trishelle I just don't like. She's a
But
garbage
imagine
woman.
if MJ voted for CT the first time, then Trishelle would have been gone, or CT would have
Yeah.
been gone, and it would have been
Yeah, MJ and Trishelle.
and Trishelle. Because
Which
really,
also would not have
I
made
thought
me pleased.
MJ had the power at that moment, even though it felt like she didn't. The way they kept on pushing it on, whatever.
Yeah.
MJ's
Manipulation.
reaction was crazy. She was fagagged.
Okay, so that brings us to the reunion.
Fagagged.
Because
Oh yeah, I kind of
MJ.
watched it, but not really. But go ahead. Again, what is Trishelle wearing? That's what I wrote. Yeah, I didn't get through most of it.
well, unfortunately, I'd seen the photos already, and I had already thought, like, this bitch
My
is just...
God, I feel like it's like
I also thought to myself, specifically with the gown, I thought, oh my God, that looks like something that an ex-friend of mine would design and put someone on. Like,
yeah. Well, it looks like
that looks like something he'd create.
yeah, like I like the elements, the silver elements, but then it's on this like ugly dress, and then the silver elements look too small. So you know what I mean? They don't look. It doesn't look like it fits the outfit.
It was
Doesn't mean
just
it's just
bad
like what's
drag.
going on. Yeah,
It was
bad
just
drag.
bad. It was just bad drag.
But yeah, I really didn't watch it, but I thought Peppermint's speech, I did hear what she
So
had
eloquent.
to say. I think that's why I watched it, was I just wanted to kind of see what Peppermint had to say and stuff. But outside of that,
Peppermint for season 3.
yeah, they should bring her back because I heard Ekin-Su's name swinging around, I think, over Traitors UK. We should look into that or something, because I'm not joking. I saw some podcasts on Instagram, something talking about people, and I heard an Ekin-Su, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they must be talking about our shows, right? And then they were
Yeah,
like,
no.
something else, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So if they're bringing her
No,
back.
I just know that. I mean, I can tell you some recaps just from the reunion. Obviously, you watch the Peppermint part. That's really the important part. She was very eloquent in speaking to the issue at hand.
Yes.
And I also really like the fact that right when she was speaking about bias, your choices can be based on bias. The camera went right to Trishelle, garbage human,
yeah.
and then went back to Peppermint. And I was like, see, that's a nod. That's like, and it's this bitch's fault, but let's go back to Peppermint. It felt very much like that, like, and it's this bitch.
Yeah.
But I thought she handled that really well. The two things that were shocking to me and also like entertaining, because hey, was that MJ immediately admits to, like, the moment she got home or got her phone back, she blocked CT and Trishelle. And they confront her about it. And she's like, of course I did. Fuck you both. You're trash. So she's still like at the reunion pissed.
Right.
And Phaedra pissed at Dan.
Oh, yeah. At Dan.
Like, calls him a piece of shit.
But why? I don't understand that.
Andy put it the best in that he was trying to basically sum up what was happening on stage, this like clear divide. And you could kind of feel it throughout the show, is that there's a big difference between a reality show person and a competition reality show person. And it's cultural. And so these competition people were trying to explain where they were coming from. They were like, I've done this 5 times. You could fuck me over and we're still going to hang out. It's a fucking game. That's what I do. And also, I'm so desensitized because I've done this so many times already, right? And then you have Phaedra and MJ like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
On a personal note. Fuck you.
That's what it feels like.
We're never going to be okay. Like, literally, Phaedra was like, we're never going to be okay. And Dan was like, so you could tell he just couldn't wrap his head around why. So that was really interesting. That was like the confrontational that went on at the reunion.
Okay, I saw pieces of that.
Which, it was interesting, again.
And then that's it. So our winners are Trishelle and CT, and that concludes Traitors US Season 2.
Yeah, which once again goes to show our mutual friend, Little Mint, that no, my darling, you don't need to be a good person to have money. Just go out there and get you some, okay? Yeah, finito. Until next time. It was good.
I'm glad we watched it. I'm glad that you turned me on to it. I am devastated as to who won.
I know. Which kind of makes me a little happy because maybe you'll be invested enough in like the next season. If they do bring back Peppermint, you'll be like, yes, revenge for Peppermint. Yeah. Because that in itself will be a reason to watch.
If they bring her back, I bet you Peppermint, because Peppermint is one of the smartest people I know. Peppermint's not going to walk in the same way.
No, she'll do it. She's like
gonna
Kate.
Walk in like Sandra. Yeah, she can be like
recalibrate. She will recalibrate.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, yes, I'm fabulous. Can you please pass the salt and pepper?
You liked my beige outfit yesterday? Did you like my beige outfit today?
I'm wearing a beret and riding gloves.
Yes, and beige.
And beige.
With plaid.
Yeah, I feel like she will definitely come different. Not like, but you know what I mean? She'll realize that bitches
yes,
are
of course.
hating on her.
She'll just, she'll try not to be so popular. Hello?
It's so true.
I mean, that was her fucking downfall. Get into that. Get into that realness.
So true.
Classic.
And we lean right into our Survivor episode 3.
Yes.
Yay.
Which I literally almost forgot about.
Really? That's your favorite show.
Oh my God.
This episode should be called Banu's Universe.
Oh my Banu.
With a subtitle of Do You Believe in God? We'll watch this episode. Because it was very much like everyone was pushing God. And to be honest, if I had a little organ built into this building to make my organs vibrate, I probably would believe in God too. But it was missing the believe in Jesus that I get from the Crystal Cathedral. Because the Crystal Cathedral has, as a side note, but their organ is built into.
I mean, I don't want to skip too, but like when he gets the good news at the very, very end, I mean, they were literally one moment from like, they should have given Jeff like the Ave Maria when he walked in, like, oh.
But I'm saying, and it is all that.
And like give him some like backlighting so that he looked like he had some angels when he arrived and be like,
it was all that. So yeah.
Alas.
So long of the short.
Let's go.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Long and the short, Banu was a fucking mess, and Purple is a mess.
And Banu is a mermaid, so always remember that.
Kenzie.
I thought Kenzie was a dragon. I thought he was the mermaid. No, it was reversed.
Kenzie's both. He was like, Kenzie is a mermaid dragon. He said, so what you see is this beautiful mermaid. But when you look closer, he said, you see a dragon's tail that she's hiding behind there.
I was like, what is
he's like, watch out because Kenzie is a mermaid dragon. So he's like, that's his weird way. That's his metaphor.
Weird.
Well, he's just not American.
But I love it.
I love everything about,
I want him to win. Even though the way he's acting is not winning status, I still have my money on him.
Yeah,
Because
but Q.
this episode, he's like that previous winner where he starts off totally innocent and excited, and the excitement takes over and scares people, and then realizes that people want to kill him, basically, like, get off this island. And they start going, wait a minute, I have to lie. And he did his first lie when they were like, what happened with the stones? And he was like, yeah, I pulled the white rock.
That really surprised me.
Hey,
I
here
remember
we go.
I wrote that down. I was like, oh shit, he lied. Good for him. I mean, it didn't really have a purpose, but good for him.
But I think it was him slowly
You
figuring
see,
it
right?
out. And because I feel by the end of it, he was like, wait a minute, I told them a lie. They don't know any different. That's why I was like, okay, we're learning. I was like, that's why I was like, should be called Bono Universe, because we're like, he's slowly discovering the game, even though he's a huge fan of the game, which is funny.
It's different when you're there, and he's such a human being. He's such a slave to his emotions. I don't think he understands. I don't think he really, even though when you see it, right, you're watching the game, I think it's different when you're faced with a human being that's looking you dead in the face and lying to you. I don't think he can really wrap his head around the fact that his radar, whatever's inside of him, is telling him these people care about me, and they don't. I don't think he's like finding resolute in that. He's like,
So with that being said, shit's gonna come down later with Q then, because Q's gonna start using him. And I think and I'm hoping that Banu is going to be like the magical sail and shit's going to come his way. You know what I mean? This is what I hope. Who knows? And then shit's going to come out. He's going to be like, Q, you've been such a liar.
This is going to be interesting because if they both make it to the merge, I mean, I've just seen similar situations where you have the strong ultimate man kind of carrying the smart, sensitive one, and they make an interesting team. But that duo, especially at the end, it's a tricky one because who do you vote for?
I think something will happen.
Q has earned his. I mean, Q's doing all the things I knew he would. He is the ultimate person. Is.
Anyway,
they better watch out for him.
The other team, because I forget there's 3 teams, they go on a group idol hunt, and that's when that one team finds late night or whatever goes on her little idol hunt, and she finds the danger idol, right?
Okay, so now we have all
you have
the
to
beware.
lose.
So it's not an idol. What they're finding is they're called beware advantages.
There you go.
So now we have all of the beware advantages, meaning each one on each tribe has been discovered.
Started, right? Like kind of started.
No one else is going to find
Like one person found it all the way, right? She got the key, opened the box,
Tiffany, you have the beware advantage, right? Which leads you to the immunity idol. So she had the advantage, but now Tiffany has an immunity idol.
I hear what you're saying.
That's why it's important that you just like discern the difference, because there is like the advantage leads you to.
Oh, the writers. They love words.
Oh my God. Well, they had to twist it so hard. Like every season with the whole idea that these 3 people from one person from each tribe has to go.
And what's that called?
I mean, that's a whole thing.
That's a name. What is that called? Because they were like, and we're doing a hoo-hoo tonight. And I was like, I didn't catch it. And I'm like, what is that hoo-hoo tonight? Because they were like, okay.
I don't remember now. Because they sometimes have that Exile Island.
And
I don't think it's that. I think it's something else.
I remember Exile Island. So
that's
weird.
what I mean. They mix this shit up so weird. So
Which
you're
was
right.
also
Jem,
what? Yeah.
Jem finds the beware advantage. I guess really what I love is that she gets it right in front of fucking Swifty Charlie, the Harvard Swifty guy. Like literally in front of his face.
Yeah.
She's like, boop, 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 vagina.
And no one noticed.
Fantastic. I know, fantastic. Well, who was it that said in the beginning that you're not just idol hunting, you're idol and pocket clump hunting? And I was like, no one's ever said that's interesting. Because at the same time, you're also like looking to see if someone's like put something in their pants real quick.
And on the stupid island, they once again give them like puzzles that are impossible with a time allotted.
Right, but what did you think about when they showed us like more about that guy Hunter?
And Hunter, I was thinking
Holy
about that.
shite.
And Hunter, he probably would have looked at it and would have been like...
He's like, I built that in the 3rd grade.
Well, because if you not only solve them, but if you like make them, your brain has really... Because, I taught dance. It's like when you teach it, there's a whole thing that happens, that literally happens. So I'm like, so if he's made the puzzles, I'm like, they are screwed. They're screwed. Because
you saw how crazy he is. He's so...
Like there's something in his brain that no one else has.
He's playing it so low key, and he's doing exactly what you should be doing when you're a guy like him, where he's making himself so that they can't get rid of him, because it's like, I'm going to feed you and I'm going to take care of you.
Right, but whoever's onto that though, what's her name? Venus? Is it Venus? Are they on the same?
I'm sure they're all onto it, but they also aren't going to be so quick to get rid of it because right now they need him. This is what I mean. Like it's the Q factor. It's the same freaking thing. It's like you need a guy like that because right now you need strength. But it's dangerous to keep them around because they can beat you at everything.
And it happens really fast because I looked, someone, like the woman was saying, someone said like they only have 26 days, which is quote unquote different. And I looked it up. So apparently, it was 39 days originally. So almost 40 days.
Yeah, a couple seasons ago, he decided he fast tracked it, and he used to talk to it. Now it's just like what it is.
I remember him talking to it.
Yeah, like
and that's when they were like, and now we have a new advantage and a hoo ha ha. Now we're flipping it up, and now you got to switch buffs, and now we're do. Like they were like doing all that shit.
Oh yeah, soon it's gonna be like you have to steal someone's hair and like do a dance. Watch.
But that's when they would do that, where like the advantage or the idol was like hidden under a thing during a challenge. Like it was like while they were doing a challenge, it was.
Oh my god! Oh, so you don't remember? Yeah, but some of the best ones. I hope they do it this season. Some of the best fucking challenges, or I mean, idols, like these beware
things. It was like
things,
under a bench where they were sitting,
or like
or
you
something.
have to take a canoe to the other person's island.
Oh, and
sneak
that's so
into
cool.
their tribe at night and take something from their tribe and get out of their tribe without them knowing. Like what?
That would be so
the
iconic.
Fuck.
I would love that. That's so funny. They should do something
like that. But then
like that.
also you're risking like someone actually waking up and going, "Who are you?" Beep beep beep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hello. So we've been skipping around, and basically Banu lost a vote, right? So he doesn't have a vote because he didn't get the vote or whatever, right? He didn't solve the puzzle.
Right, but Q has an idea.
Q is like, I'm going to figure this out. Me and you.
Right, because Q sees the advantage in having a number that you can control that isn't powerful enough in his perception to do anything to hurt him.
And then Randon, who is paralyzed on the right side, is now getting worse, which is so weird. I've had that happen before on both arms, actually, but it's gotten better. It hasn't gotten worse. So scary. So he's removed from the island.
He's removed from the island, which means that I guess apparently, according to Banu, there's a god. Because that's how God works. You know, while he's fucking one guy, he's blessing you.
Praise him.
It's important that you're not the guy getting fucked in that situation.
Yes, but no one writes stories about that guy.
No. Well, he's been airlifted out. Who cares about him?
But what's weird, though, is because they always make up the rules as production wants to make them up. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they're like, oh, he's off. This does not affect, they sometimes say that.
By the way, they've never skipped.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They usually always at least take him to the set, right? And they talk. And there's always something. Like Jeff does something.
Yeah,
there's always drama.
They're usually like, no, we're going to keep going.
Right. I've always mostly heard him say, well, even though that happened, the vote is still happening tonight.
We're still going. We're still moving forward.
But they didn't do that. But I think,
but who knows, according to this new production schedule, what the fuck is happening?
I think they like Banu.
So do we.
I think they like Banu. And they were
like hanging their Banu.
Like Jesus, oh, we have gifted you Jeff Probst.
Some producer was like, Q's gonna save Banu. Let's save Banu. Like, let's make it so that happens.
And they will give him, and they will put in that challenge A, which is the real stupid easy one. Because I've on these reality shows, I've been on one, and they can on the whim change what the challenge is and change things around.
No, of course,
depending on who's on the bottom, and also they choose who's on the bottom. So it's like,
of course, we've seen it a million times.
Oh.
If they can manipulate the situation, or if they could even drop little hints, like we don't know about the conversations that are going on off camera, all that shit, we don't know.
Right. Hello. And that's it. So no tribal council.
So no model murder, no voting off the council. We are desperate for blood, people. None this week.
Which is okay because I was Banu's fan and I didn't want Banu to get voted off. And this was a crazy episode.
I know, but I was hoping that Tiffany would be persuaded and then they would have gotten rid of Kenzie, which would have been such a good little flip flip.
And Kenzie is not even hiding it. She's like smiling when people's demise. When Jeff showed up and he was like, oh my gosh, someone almost died. She's like, oh no.
She's like, one less person for me to eat alive.
She was like literally smiling through her awe. She was like, And I'm like, what a happy surprise.
Oh no, see that's the first time you clocked it. You know, when I clocked it this episode was when she was doing her confessional, talking about Banu coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And smiling and saying, you know,
he
it's
got
really funny
nothing.
that of course he lost his vote.
Good. He came back with
It's not
nothing.
funny.
He just keeps losing things.
Yeah, haha.
Ew. Yeah, she was like,
What a
I was
sadist.
thinking you nasty little white lady, but I'm very sensitive to that. So I said
Sadist.
it out loud, but that's what it's, yeah.
Maybe she's related to Trishelle.
Jeez. I can't, we wouldn't know because they're not allowed their like extra stuff like gloves and berets. So we wouldn't know because we didn't see the footage.
Her
when they were
disguise.
like, you can only take 3 pieces of clothing. She's like, I guess I'll leave these gloves and I'll leave my beret.
I'm waiting for that Scooby-Doo moment at the end of Traitors and Trishelle's
She's
like,
just like, it was me, Trishelle, all along. Oh my God.
oh, that's amazing.
Lame.
Garbage
Well,
person.
awesome. Tune in next week as we review the 90-day single life tell-all. We're here. It's all over. The sneak peek looks juicy, and Veronica storms off the stage. Miss Debbie and the general... Oh, and the original Debbie from... Was it Colte? Colte's
Yeah,
mom?
from Colte. Yeah,
the
so like
previous
2 senior
season,
citizens.
have a confrontation, apparently, which is so strange, right?
First of all, why is Dev even there?
And then,
But-
and then Chantel's mom is behind a curtain reading fucking Debbie as she's like talking to Chantel. It is so weird.
And doing her best Stacey Darcy impression, because what is she doing anyway? She's literally starting to look like the Smothered Girls where they match, where she's like, I'm just going to be like Chantel now.
Well, maybe all the shows are just like blending into each other. So it's like
Maybe.
Smothered, and then soon they're all going to start fighting each other
Oh,
like
let me-
Zeus.
Let me drink out of my gold cup to confirm that. And we are not sad about Single Life ending because as one door closes, another one opens. And just like that, boom, 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, question mark, season 8 premieres next week. So we're going to take a deep dive into the not so new cast of couples and see what's in store for us this season.
Yes, we will continue to talk about Survivor episode 4. And we forgot to say that we will not be here next week because I'm on the road. But we will be talking about all this shiznatch, and we will be releasing it the following week. Maybe we'll do like a double episode like we did previously. But yeah, I'm on the road, so I don't have time to edit all
We're going
this
to cover the material
stuff. Yes.
but we will not be on our regular scheduled
Yeah,
release of
we
a
won't be able to
Saturday.
release it on Saturday. Yeah, so it might be later in the week, or maybe I'll just wait till the next Saturday.
Who
'cause
knows? Ooh.
Try my best. Well, make sure to tune in next episode where we cover commitment, calamity, and competition, and no model murder. No more
No,
model
bye-bye.
murder. None. You can always reach out to us via our website and let us know what you think, or you can talk to us or tell us how wonderful our memes are and how they spoke to your soul. Or if you have any memes suggested to us, you can send them to us. Go to our website at sorrywedidn'twantobehere.com, or we didn't want to, the number 2, be here. And the illustrious, not dead, still alive, Acid Betty.
And I am the effervescent Violet.
And as we always say, what in the butt? What in the butt? What in the butt? You want to what in the butt?
In the butt.
Bye, bitches. We won't see you next week, but we'll see you the following week.
But we'll see you.
We'll see you.
Bye.